The following program is rated D for dumb.
Smell my own breath. My baby left me. My best friend's not at home. Can't get that woman off my mind. I've never been the brooding kind, but there's still one thing makes me come alive. Yeah, I'm gone for a
The following podcast is rated D for dumb. You're listening to Dumbing It Down with Dave, the fastest podcast on earth. Listen to Dave commute to and from work on the New York State Thruway in his 2008 Kia Rio LX. He talks about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. Join Dave as he asks and tells you how life ought to be. And now, here's Dave.
Well, hello everybody. My name is Dave Canyon. Are you ready to dumb it down? Well, so am I. Sort of, I guess. I'd rather be in bed. I'd rather be anywhere else, sort of, right now. I don't want to say that. You know how you say that? Well, I'd rather be anywhere else than here. That's not exactly true. I'm happy to be here. I just don't want to be on my way to work, which is what I'm doing. I'm on my way to work. So, it is January 13th. It is a Monday evening. You know, it's a new schedule. So I now go in Mondays and Tuesdays. I come home Wednesday, supposedly, unless there's overtime. So far, the first week of the new schedule, I had overtime. So I stayed up in the Rensselaer area, region, for the entire week. Came home Saturday. I was dead tired because I basically worked about 9 days in a row because of the previous schedule. And I had a little 34-hour break in between the old schedule and the new schedule. But you know what I did during the 34-hour break? I went down to Brooklyn, visited my folks. So for the rest of the week, I'm basically operating on fumes. Yeah, I went to the gym. Yeah, I got some sleep. But, you know, I think when it comes to energy, and I talk about energy a lot, when it comes to energy, it's really not as physical as you think. It's really not as tangible as you think. Like, it's not always the elephant in the room. Although you don't see the elephant. It's like it's there, and it controls you whether you know it or not. It's not your subconscious. It's just energy. And, you know, I don't think we're often aware. I think 99.9% of the people are not aware of the energy they are bringing into their lives, or the energy that they're wallowing in, or the energy they're thriving in. I think a lot of people don't even think about that. Like, what are the steps that led up to this moment that I feel so good, or I feel so bad, you know, or I feel so tired, or I feel so energetic? I think a lot of people, you know, well, like most people probably live in the moment. Like, oh, I'm going with this. I feel good. Or I feel really bad. I don't even think about it. I'm just going to wallow in it. Whatever. Feel bad for yourself. Have a pity party, or cry, or, you know, have anxiety, or, you know, whatever it is, you know. And if there's nothing happening, you know how you have the doldrums, or nothing, I don't feel one way or the other. Well, I think that, you know, that's all somehow connected or a part of energy that we just don't really fully understand for the most part. And I don't understand it for the most part. But I have been told I overthink things, and I will agree that sometimes I do, but I would like to think that I'm just really conscientious, and I try to live on a higher level, on a higher thought level, on a higher emotional level. Higher than what, Dave? What are you trying to say? I'm just higher. Just whatever is my basic, whatever is my midline, whatever is my medium, or, you know, whatever the words are, I'd like to always do better, higher, you know, clearer, whatever. So I do I do think about it, and if I'm overthinking life a little bit, then fine, so be it. I don't often tell myself that. Oh, Dave, you're overthinking it. I don't. I usually tell myself I'm underthinking it. Like, all right, what's going on here? What's my move? How am I supposed to feel? Instead of just reacting emotionally, like whatever. Let's say a pinprick. Let's say whatever. I touch a thumbtack with my finger. Like most people go, ow! And then they look for blood right away. Oh, did I pierce my skin? Then they suck the blood, or they go get a towel, whatever. I do that. Of course, I do that. But I would like to think, relatively speaking, that in this situation, I kind of just stand there. I go, okay, all right. Now, I'm going to react. Kind of do that Denzel Washington thing. Okay, all right, okay, all right, okay. It's the worst imitation ever, but I saw Jamie Foxx do it. Okay, all right, okay. And then you got to go, okay, let's just stand there and look at it. Let's look at my finger. Did I pierce it? Okay. Whatever. It's just taking a step back and just kind of really understanding what's going on in my life. Because when I judge, and I do judge, I'm not going to say I don't judge. When I judge other people, when I judge other lives, when I see whatever it is, it doesn't matter if it's a comedian, a podcaster, a truck driver, a relative, a friend, when I'm judging them, when I'm considering their options, I put energy as a factor in there. Like, where are they energy-wise? Where are they? Of course, emotionally and, spiritually and mentally, all that stuff, But anyway, whatever this all came from, I'm just trying to let you know that it's okay however you do it, because it's all personal, right? And I'm doing it my way, and a lot of people would say, not a lot of people, I've only had a few people. I had one person that said it to me all the time, and I really didn't like it. Oh, Dave, you're overthinking it. Dave, you need to simplify. You need to. Hey, listen, man. Don't tell me I'm overthinking it. That's kind of rude. Who are you to tell me I'm overthinking my life? This is my life. This is my energy. These are my tendencies. This is my intuition. So that's that's almost like a deal breaker these days. If somebody says to me, Dave, you're overthinking it. Okay. Have a good day. Have a good day. And bye-bye. Do not impose your rules and regulations on me. You have no rights over me. I am if I need you, if I want you, I'll include you. But to not even say, hey Dave, can I just impose on you a little bit? I think that would be a little bit softer. Hey Dave, can I just impose my opinion on you? You might not want to hear this, but I'm just going to gently impose my opinion on you. Yeah, I'm telling you how to say it, by the way. I'm going to gently impose my opinion on you. And you might be offended, but I want you to know that I'm saying it out of love. I'm not saying it out of, I am judging, but I don't want you to be upset. Because what I'm about to say may upset you. I think you're overthinking it. That's never been done, by the way. Nobody's ever approached me that way, which is understandable. Why would you? I guess. But anyway, so let's move on. So I am on my way to work. I'm not thrilled about it, but I know I got to do it. I got to stick with this as long as I can. And do I mention it almost every episode now? Yeah, I do, because it is a major part of my life. I somehow think that there's no way I'm going to make it 4 years. I have this feeling I might not even make it to the end of the month. I kind of feel like right now, for some reason, I'm feeling like every day is my last day. Like at some point in this evening, I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to make a phone call. I'm going to write a letter, and I'm going to give my 2 weeks notice, if I even stick around for 2 weeks. I mean, I do have to think about if I change my mind the next couple of weeks or months after I've given my 2 weeks notice. At least I gave my 2 weeks notice, and if I wanted to, I could come back to this job if they whatever the rules are for that, or I could just get another job, and everybody would know that I was courteous enough to give 2 weeks notice. And some of you might be thinking, but Dave, all this time, all you wanted was Saturdays off. Well, no, that's not all I wanted. I had it off already. I worked hard to get it off, and then they took it away from me. And now I got it back. But I have a split week now. Now I'm off in the middle of the week on Wednesday, which is not the worst thing in the world, really. If I'm going to overthink anything, I will say, no, it's not the worst thing in the world to be off in the middle of the week and then on the weekends, because it breaks it up. I'm going to do Monday, Tuesday. I'm not going to get into a Wednesday, Thursday for like a 3-4 day in a row, where by the third day I'm like dead to the world, and forget about it. On the fourth day, I just want to kill myself. So I'm all good with the with the 2 days and then the 1 day off if I take it, and then 2 more days and then 2 days off. It's not the worst schedule in the world. And yes, I have my Saturdays off, which my wife and I haven't really been able to enjoy yet, because this past weekend she went away. She already had plans, so she made it back safely. She went to Canada with some friends, did a little wine thing, whatever ladies do, and came back. And this weekend will be our first weekend, really, with the Saturday off. Although tomorrow somebody's coming to destroy my bathroom. I've been destroying it for 20 years now, but that's really only in a gaseous sense. Somebody's coming to demo, short for demolition, my bathroom. And then we're getting the bathroom redone. We're going to be spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars so I can have a nicer place to pee, poop, shower, brush my teeth, and shave. Really seems like a very ridiculous thing to do. That, to me, is not overthinking. That's overpaying. If I could do it myself, of course I would. But I can't do it myself. I don't have the time. I don't have the technology. I don't have any of the skills. This person here has skills. So they're going to do it. And I'm going to pay them handsomely for the skills. I've seen their work in photos. They were recommended. My wife saw their work physically. So we decided together that it would be okay to take all these hours of work, as I'm driving a truck down the road, X amount of dollars per hour. My wife just started her full-time job this September, and she doesn't really work hourly. She has a salary, but, whatever she gets paid per hour. And we decided that there was an X amount of hours. This is what we did. This is what you do, too. We decided that there's a certain amount of hours that we'd be willing to work at our jobs that, I'm not thrilled with, but she's thrilled doing her job. If she could only make my money during her job, I don't think I would wait 4 years. We decided there's a certain amount of work hours that are worth the bathroom. One of the smallest rooms in the house, by the way, but it packs the most punch, right? It's one of the most useful rooms. It's going to be the nicest place that we know of, because we own it and we redid it, to pee and poop, and to brush your teeth, to shave, to put on your makeup, to shower. No bath. Getting rid of the bath. And so there you go. That's what we did. We decided together that it was worth a certain amount of man hours. How many thousands of dollars of man hours? I don't know. I know, but whatever it is, it's a lot. But people do it all the time. And guess what? After we're done with the bathroom, we've already agreed that there's a certain amount of hours that are okay to put into redoing the kitchen. Kitchen's right next door to the bathroom. So we're going to do that. And I don't know if we're going to do the living room after that. I have no idea. But in the next couple of weeks, I will be going deeper and deeper into debt. Deeper and deeper into debt, because I want a nicer place to pee and poop. Nicer place to brush my teeth and shave. And shower. And hang my wet towels. And then I want a nicer place to sit down and eat, because I'm so clean, right? But that's what we do. We all do that. We put money into our houses. I'm not even sure if this house is particularly worth all this work. But you know what? I think the thought is, A, we're going to live here for the rest of our lives until we die. So if we take the cost of what we're doing and divide it by the next 20 years, which would make me 76, it's probably pretty worth it. It's probably, if you take the money we're about to put into the house, the money that we've already put into the house. We've already put some money into the house because we already did 3 other rooms, 2 bedrooms and 1 living room. So if you take all the money and you divide it over 20 years, it definitely has a value. If you divide it over, if I live longer than 25, 30 years, then absolutely, this was the smartest move I ever made. doing all this work, going into the deepest, not the deepest debt, because the original mortgage was the deepest debt. Now we're going to go into our second deepest debt, but we're making the most money. When we had the original debt, the biggest debt, which was the loan, the home loan, we made no money. And I was the only one making money out of the two of us. So now the two of us are making money, and we're getting into a loan that's probably going to be, I would say, half as much as the original. So maybe close, maybe. I don't know, maybe the same. But now we're making way more money, more than twice as much, 5 times as much. So it shouldn't take that long to pay it off. We have a plan. Do we execute the plan? I don't know. Part of it is I have to stay at this job. And that's part of the energy that I'm walking around with. I gotta somehow wake up and go to work and find my way through the 14 hours. That's what Americans do, right? And I'm not buying a giant screen TV. I'm not buying a boat. I'm not buying a jet ski. I'm taking care of my house. This is the abode, whatever that means, that I'm going to live in. And if I don't take care of things now, and I think I'm going to bank all this money and then take care of it when I retire, if that's in 4 years at 60, or if I do it after I retire when I'm doing a part-time job and I'm 72, that's not the time to do it. There'll never be a time that it's cheaper than now. That's what I believe. I mean, if the economy really takes a dive and I had all this money saved up, then yeah, I could probably get the same amount done for a lot less, right? Probably. I could probably pay a lot less for materials. Probably. There'll probably be a lot of liquidation sales or whatever. Everything will probably be lower if the economy takes a dive. If we go into a recession, especially if we go into a depression. But if I have, let's just say, for instance, if I have $20,000 in the bank, American dollars, $30,000 American dollars in the bank. Let's say I have my 401k. Well, first of all, anything that's in an investment, that's going to be depreciated, right? That's going to be a lot lower. So that money won't be the same money if we go through a recession or depression. And if I have money in my mattress, let's just say I've been saving money over the last 10, 15, 20 years, whatever. And I got X amount of $1,000 in my mattress, using the mattress, what is that, a metaphor or whatever it is, but somewhere in a Maxwell House coffee jar or wherever people keep their money, their cash money. Wouldn't that be a ridiculous time to use it? Especially if I'm not doing this, if I'm not working, making the money I'm making, and my wife isn't working, making the money she's making. So now, I could be wrong on any of this, by the way. If I am, let me know. If you have expertise in this field, put your comments in the Spreaker box. Or you could tweet me at dumbwithdave, D-U-M-B, dumbwithdave. Or you can email me at dumbingitdownwithdave@yahoo.com. Yeah. And while you're doing that, you could mention, talk about anything I'm talking about in this show so far, about what to do with money, when's the best time to make these investments in your house, and, what are the best investments to make. I think bathroom and kitchen are pretty big investments. You can thank me. You can say, hey, Dave, I like that intro by Alex Exum. I've gone to alexexum.com and I checked him out, and I'm going to listen to his live talk on Tuesdays on Spreaker. Or you can say, Dave, I like that awesome Insanity Surfers. I know Linda provides the AI voices for you. I've been checking out her new episodes and her latest. It was a sad one, but it was a good one. Quality work as usual by Linda Irwin, Awesome Insanity Surfers. Also, you can find that on Spreaker. You might say, hey, Dave, I like that guy that sings that song. What's that hit song? Is that a hit? Is that not Earl Campbell? Is that Campbell? I might not remembering his name right now. Tony Campbell, Jim Campbell, Earl Campbell. All these years. Anyway, Rhinestone Cowboy, that Campbell. Not the Campbell soup guy, Campbell. Is that a hit song? I feel like I've heard that song before. Going for a drive. It sounds like a familiar song. Is that a hit? Is that on the radio? Hal and Philly. Well, I listened to that guy's podcast, Tales of the Road Warriors, on Spreaker, and I also heard It's Easy When You Know How. So, you can write me any of that. But you got to do it at Dumb with Dave, or you can do it dumbing it down with Dave at yahoo.com, or here in the Spreaker box. You can do it on Apple, too. You can go to Apple. You can leave me a 5-star rating. 5-star rating and a good review. You can mention it there, too. But that's really for reviews. That's not really for show comments. It's one of the problems I have with Apple. It's not really a nice platform. I don't think it's really a friendly podcast platform. I'm on like 20 some odd different podcast platforms. There's very few like Spreaker that you could actually leave a comment. So you should take advantage of that. That's how you engage with me. All right. You could also tweet. You could tweet me. Right? Like I said, at Done with Dave. You could just go on Twitter and tweet me. So that's my logic. Is that boring? Is that interesting? Is that something you thought about? Is that something you did? Did you do it right? Did you do it wrong? How long were you in debt for when you first got married? How old were you when you finally, did what you did to your house that you could live in it for the rest of your life? When we're done with this house, we're going to be done. It's going to be like a quality structure, as far as I know. I'm not a genius when it comes to carpentry and all that. All I know is I'm sitting on my brand new toilet, and we are getting a brand new toilet. This, really nice, clean, sleek, square sort of easy to clean toilet. It doesn't have all those squiggly, wiggly lines and pipes and all that stuff. It's going to be very easy to clean. That was my wife's choice. But when I'm sitting on my new toilet, which will be placed in a way that the person who's doing all the work knows that I have to spread my legs in order to do a proper toilet visit. I'll just leave it like that. A toilet visit. A TV toilet visit. I've talked about that before. I don't like when I can't spread my legs. I don't like when they put bathrooms up against the wall, toilets up against the wall, and I can't do anything. Anyway, so it's going to be a nice bathroom. Maybe I'll take pictures of it and I'll post it on Facebook. I feel like I was supposed to post something on Facebook from the last episode. I don't know if I ever did. I might have. I don't remember. But anyway, maybe my assistant will remind me. That's part of her tasks too. That she will, when I say, hey, I'm going to post a picture, she'll remind me. Go, hey, Dave, you didn't post a picture. Okay, yeah, I got to do that. That's right. I said I was going to do that. So I know I'm leaving something out. I'm pretty sure. All right. So there you go. That is the show I wanted to do. And I'm very happy with that conversation. Okay, we should take a drink break. I'm going to take a drink break.
Dave, sorry to interrupt.
Well, no, I knew you were coming.
This is Hazel.
Yes, and I knew. This is all pretty much planned.
I think you should take a drink break.
I'm going to do that. Thank you.
Feeling better now.
I'm going to make the sound. Does that answer your question, Hazel? Okay, she's gone. She left. She doesn't stick around. She leaves. All right, so let's take care of these last some odd minutes here. I got my glasses on because I said I would. All right, about 7 minutes left. Let's see if I can do this without screwing everything up. It looks like I can. Hey, I can. All right, let's just quickly go to episode 189. How's my mom? In this episode, Dave discusses many things that are going on in the world, such as the fires in Australia, a Boeing executive and his golden parachute of $60 million, 60, and Dave's company that recently filed Chapter 11, and his mom. At the end of the show, Dave asks the audience a question, but isn't clear when he asks it because he rushed it in. Oh, yeah, that's right. I got to mention that. I got to talk about that. The question is, when you listen to Dumbing It Down with Dave, do you ever hear commercials that aren't in English? Oh, I'm so glad that we went to this episode. Folks, I'm having an issue with MileHighRadio.com. Mile High, H-I Radio.com. Mile High, it's H-I. It's not H-I-G-H. H-I Radio.com. They air my show on Mondays from 11 a.m. to noon on the computer. You can go on the computer, on the internet, and listen to my show. 1 hour, the best of, let's just say. We'll call it the best of. It's not the best of, but whatever. Anyway, for some reason, I have, whatever Spreaker has, there's like a commercial insertion. I always hear like Geico. I hear Home Depot. I hear like, insurance commercials. I hear American. I don't hear anything that's not of the English language. Please let me know when you listen. I guess it's mostly on the Spreaker app. Let me know if you're hearing a commercial in a language that's not American, that's not English, American. Yeah. If you hear any commercial on my show that's not in English, please let me know. However you contact me, please let me know. I appreciate it. That would really be great because we're having an issue on Mile High for some reason. And I've never heard it before. I've never listened to any Spreaker show and not heard American English commercials. So please do me a favor and let me know. All right, let's get to some comments from episode 189. I think there's a show or two. I haven't read the comments, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that out. All right, I started off the comments by saying thank you so much for supporting and listening to the show. Please feel free to engage and politely comment politely. Patrick Maruki did not waste any time. Stepped right up and said, the freshest podcast. That's it. Short and sweet. The freshest podcast. Linda wrote, we make Dee Dee, the dog, I guess, sit in the back seat. We make Dee Dee sit in the back seat. I'm assuming it's a dog. She would not want to stick her head out of the window with as cold and snowy as it is here. Dee Dee is either 13 or 14 now. She sleeps most of the day and night. Oh, yeah, because I was talking about dogs and how busy they are. I'm assuming Dee Dee's a dog. Dee Dee could be a teenager that for some reason lives with Linda and does not stick her head out the window, which makes sense. But we're just going to assume, for the sake of this conversation, that she's a dog. Linda wrote, sad to think about it, but December 1st was the last of both of our parents to pass on. So now we are technically the elderly that someday we are going to have to be taken care of. Ah, yeah. So now, when all the grandparents are gone, all the parents are gone, there's just you, and now you're the elderly. You're the oldest one in the family. Yeah, that happens, and that's what happens. All right. Hal in Philly wrote, helping my folks get through the health situation was the hardest thing in my life. I was in LA. They were in Florida. I had to make a few trips to help out during the crisis. Yeah, that's hard. Flying is, back and forth is hard. Driving is hard too. For me, that flight to Florida had to be, 4, 5, 6 hours. And driving is, 3 hours. So yeah, it's a trek. Well, it's 3 hours down, it's 3 hours back. So yeah, there you go. That's like a flight, 6 hours. Hal Aaron also wrote, I ultimately moved back east. Family always comes first. You're a good son, Dave. Thank you, Hal. I appreciate it. And that's all the comments for episode 189. Usually I try to give a show a few days to breathe. But I know that the other Pat Mason, sent me a Facebook comment. I don't remember what it was, but it was very nice, along the lines of what everybody else wrote. So, I talked about Australia. They have a fire the size of Manhattan. All the kangaroos are running out of there. And I talked about dogs. They're always thinking. What are they thinking? And it must make them exhausted because everything's new to them. If they stick their head out the window, every house is like, that's my house. That's my house. Oh, okay, we're going to stop right now. No, and I don't know if do dogs have the ability to ask a question? That's a good question. Do dogs ask a question? Probably, what's in there? That's a question they ask. What does that smell like? Do you think they look at something and say to themselves, I have to go get an odor check now? Maybe they don't ask questions. Maybe they just have statements. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to do a fragrance check. That's probably what they call it. When they sniff each other, right? Oh, look at that. I don't know what that is. It doesn't look like what I am because I've seen myself in that reflecting thing in the house. Could be a mirror. But that doesn't look like me. I feel very German. I think I'm a German Shepherd. I'm not really sure, but I've heard it in the house. That looks like some sort of poodle. It's much smaller than me, and the hair is much curlier. Well, anyway, to verify things, I'm going to go do a fragrance check. I'm going to go stick my nose up that dog's buttocks. And I will get information based on the odor of the buttocks. Or whatever else, what other body part is in that area. I wonder if scientists have done that. I wonder if they've found the fragrances that are emitted from a dog's buttocks. Does that somehow give any clue as to the type of dog it is? Gotta go. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of Dumbing It Down with Dave. Goodbye, good day, good night, good luck, good riddance, Godspeed, good rats, and great skills. Take care.